I recently visited a large potato farm here in Zambia as part of a tour for local farmers and those just interested to learn, like me. I truly have a new appreciation for farmers in general and now understand all that goes into potato farming specifically. It is one of the most efficient crops in converting natural resources, labor, and capital into a high quality food. Potato is a cash crop for the future of the densely populated sub Saharan African countries, with a high potential of raising the livelihoods of small and medium scale farmers and their families. Hey Africa fans, I'm here at one of the potato farms outside of Lusaka. We have Miss Charlie here who organized this very nice tour of both sunflower farm and a huge, large potato farm. I'm learning a lot. So Charlie, tell us a little bit about the organization Agro Market Zambia, the purpose of these tours, and anything else you want to share with us.
So Agri-Market Zambia actually is a birth from a group of agricultural professionals who came together to share information about agriculture. So we have been doing quite a bit on social media around trainings in different fields. We did something on records, we did something on production of soybeans. So different people with different expertise. So from those interactions, then there was a demand for people to see some of these things because like the old saying goes, seeing is believing. So at least when people can see, then they can be able to have a better starting point as they get into their farming journeys. So through those interactions, we identified this farm from the work that it does. It grows a lot of potatoes, and some of it is the one that you find along the road to Livingstone.
Yeah.
So we traced where those potatoes come from, and when we discovered that it was this farm, we decided to come up with this tour and invited others who are interested, and today here we are.
I never knew a potato farm. We just eat them every day. Now, if there are others locally or those visiting Zambia in a small window of time, how often do you do these tours of various farms?
So we do our work mostly on Facebook. There's a group called Agro Market Zambia, and there's a page as well. And we also have a website. We recently are redesigning it to get it up and running. So on that website we'll advertise the tours, and we'll also advertise the dates and the timings. But otherwise you can always find all the activities on the Facebook page.
So in summary, it's not only educational, but it also helps to stimulate the desire to farm.
Yes.
Right? Or to expand on people that are in farming,
yes,
to learn a little bit something new to reach as much of a success as this one.
Yes. So we have people at different levels in their production. So some are just starting up, some started a while back and they're just looking at growth. Some are looking for a specific item where they are having challenges. So at least with these tours, they like cater for everyone. Because like even in our tour today, we have different people. We have those that started a while back, and now they're just looking at how they can maybe set up their equipment and all. But we have also those who are just starting. So this also gives a good platform for people to come and learn, and also to encourage those like who've not really thought about it,
yes,
but or maybe they've been having skeptical thoughts about farming.
So this is very lovely. Thank you so much, Charlie, for giving us this tour.
Yeah.
Potatoes are widely used and appreciated around the world. It is used mainly for human consumption, as well as for animal feed, and is a source of starch and making alcohol. Potato farming is very popular because it has a short cropping cycle and a large production per unit area. It provides more nutritious food per land unit in less time and often under more adverse conditions than any other food crop due to its efficient water use. What I have learned is that potatoes have long been held back. On the one hand, potatoes are mainly grown using bulky, perishable, contaminated, and degenerated seed tubers rather than from true seeds like most other crops. On the other hand, due to potatoes' complex genetic structure, breeding new varieties is difficult, and potato yields have barely increased compared to other major food crops. Potatoes' high susceptibility and vulnerability to pests and diseases also means they require heavy pesticide use that negatively impacts the environment. So new approaches, including inbred line development of self-compatible diploid potatoes, genetic modification, and gene editing technologies, promise to add more options for crop improvement, particularly to support resource-poor farmers and achieving good yield of improving income and food security. Potato increasingly contributes to global food and economic security and has a critical role to play in developing nations facing hunger and rural poverty, including in Africa. The agriculture sector across every country in Africa has and always has been a huge economic and social backbone for the continent. It is estimated that almost 70% of the population of sub-Saharan Africa are smallholder farmers, making it about 25% of sub-Saharan Africa's GDP from the agricultural sector. Yet, Africa's full agricultural potential remains untapped. With global warming a threat to the world, with wars a threat to global economy, it is imminent that food shortages will be a major issue for the entire world. Africa is in position, as it always has been, to benefit the world, without being used and abused this time around. In fact, there are major roadblocks that limit the success of small-scale farming in Africa. These blockages can be categorized in 4 areas, mainly climate change, technology and education, financing, and last but not least, policy and infrastructure. Smallholder farmers in Africa are still among the poorest in the world, but it doesn't have to be that way. Those countries seeking exportation of Africa's agricultural goods must treat African farmers fairly, pay them fairly, and African farmers across Africa must know their worth and power at the negotiation table before agreeing to export their goods. In addition, citizens of individual African countries should participate in the circular economies of their own countries where they live and not purchase imported similar goods from external countries unless it's absolutely necessary. The theme of buy local and support local should echo around every sub-Saharan country. The agricultural sector can single-handedly propel all of sub-Saharan African countries out of poverty and into massive wealth.